What is up, my thrifty friends? Tabs here from the Urban Goddess shop. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we're doing a what's sold, and I'm pretty excited to share what's been selling. I have a lot of really quick sales, and that means my sourcing's on point, my listings are on point, like what I'm doing is working, and those are the parameters that I'm looking at when I'm going outsourcing. What is currently moving in my closet, what's selling fast, what brands, what styles, things like that. Because I move enough inventory, I feel like I can use my own data to help me source and pick up more items. If you're new to my channel, I should introduce myself. My name is Tabs. I'm a Canadian reseller. I'm a mom to 2 girls, a wife. I work part-time in a hospital pharmacy, and I love to sell used clothing. It is my jam, and here on YouTube, I share everything about my business, helping you grow a side hustle reselling as well. Okay. We are going to jump into this. I'm going to give you guys a spoiler because I want you to stay till the end, where we're going to go over all the data, analytics, ASP, top brands, all my sales trends, everything. I love breaking this down and hopefully help you guys in your businesses as well. So total gross sales over the last 13 days, it's been 13 days since I recorded this, is $3,064. Now, I am going to be honest, I feel like this is a little bit low for the amount of new listings and the quality of my listings that have been going up, but summer's been a bit slow for me. It's just been a little bit slow. I know some people are not affected, but I am seeing my sell-through rate drop down a little bit, and I'm planning and kind of prepping for fall when it's a lot busier. So right now I'm in building stage with my closet if you're just joining into this journey. Okay. Without further ado, let's just start going over these sales. We're going to go over Poshmark Canada first, and then we'll jump into my Posh US. So I am now running both closets. I was shadow banned for like 5 days in this period, so I feel like my US closet sales would be a lot higher if they wouldn't have like shut down my account. But it's up and going now, and I feel like I'm just slowly trying to build that momentum again. All right, first sale to kick it off is one of my favorite brands to sell, and it's a pair of Lululemon Align pants. These were a 25-inch inseam and a size 6. They sold for $59. I am trying to not sell Align pants for less than $55. I'm typically paying about $20 for them sourcing, so that doesn't leave a huge profit margin if I go below that. If it was a newer style, like a 2021 or a 2022 style, I don't think I would go below 65, maybe 60. Like, I'm going to stay firm. Lululemon doesn't depreciate that much if it's current within the last 2 to 3 years. So make sure if you're sourcing it that you know what the age of the item is, because that helps you determine the value. Next up is a women's linen scoop neck sleeveless dress, and it was in a size medium. This sold for $42. This was a 24-hour flip. It got listed, it sold really quick. Why I picked this one up is it's not branded actually, but it's linen, it's white, it has that coastal look, coastal cowgirl, very summery, and I feel like these items are selling pretty consistently now between $40 and $55. So as long as I'm getting a good cost of goods on them, I'm going to continue to pick them up. They don't need to be a brand. I am picking these up on style and material content. They do have multiple factors, which I think when you're sourcing right now, brand isn't enough, material content isn't enough, style isn't enough. It, like, on their own, it needs to have multiple things going for it. And you're going to find lots of these items. That's why I picked them up. The multiple factors. Next up was a pretty quick sale. It sold within a couple days of listing, and it's an item that I had sitting in a fall winter death pile. So in the past, I would save my items. I would list them, a couple months before the season started, and I would kind of hoard my fall and winter items, list them in August. That was kind of the cycle. Same with spring and summer. I would hoard spring and summer once, August came and went from we'll say September to January, I would hoard them into bins and then I would list them all a couple months before the season started. I am no longer doing that, and I have so many examples in this video as to why I am no longer doing that. If I source something, regardless of the season, I am now listing, because fall and winter items are selling right now in summer. And yeah, I don't know why I did this for so long. But here we are. This was a death pile item that I pulled out and just decided that I needed to get this stuff listed. So it's a Blue Bee Aztec shacket with a button-up collar. It was a little bit of an oversized fit and a size large. It sold for 60 bucks. I couldn't believe it. Well, I knew there was value in it because of the style of it, the size of it. It's just a really nice jacket, but to sell before fall for this amount, I was shocked. So fantastic sale. Next up is a sale that actually occurred within hours. It was like 3 hours of listing these pants. They are a pair of Frank and Oak Josephine wide leg high rise pants in a size 4. They sold for $45, so not a huge value sale, but a really quick one. I feel like Frank and Oak is a brand I don't really find often, but when I do, it tends to sell pretty quickly and between like $40 and $65, depending on the item. I also think it helps if you can find a stock photo with this one, just because they really style the items nicely. So those are some reasons why. And I was really excited. I remember in the thrift haul when I found these and I was like, what? I was so excited about it. So I guess my excitement kind of carried through to the sale. Next up is another fall-winter death pile item. It's a handmade button-up cardigan. It had a really unique print on it, and it was in a size medium. It sold for $50. I am kind of shocked on this. I was expecting it to be more of a fall or winter sale as well. But I think with the weather being so wonky all over North America right now, like I know Colorado had snow last week. Northern Alberta, I think, had like 10 inches of snow 2 weeks ago. The weather has just been crazy, and I think people are buying all seasons, all year round. And I know so many of you guys have been saying that in the comments for years, but I am on your level now. I believe it. Yes, I'm with you. I think you should be listing everything year round. So if you hear me talk about it, this is the new tab. This is how we're doing it. Next sale is a pair of Babaton by Aritzia Conan cropped mid-rise trouser pants. They were in a size 10. They sold for $50. This is a little bit of an older style, and I will only pick these up for the right price. They need to be under $20. I will not pay up for the Conan pant because it is an older style and it doesn't typically fetch as much money. Like I'm thinking $50 to maybe $60 max right now. Next up is a two-piece bundle. It sold for $110. In it is a Free People New Tags Emily's midi dress, white. It's like so gorgeous, extra small. I absolutely love this dress. I wish it fit me because I would have just kept it and never sold it. And the second item is a Wilfred Leon dress. It's like a summer dress in a blush pink color, extra small. Both gorgeous pieces, and I think that was a steal of a deal at $110 for sure. That white dress alone, I think, had retail value of like $100 or $110. All right, next up, another Lululemon item. There are some Lululemon sprinkled in here, although I feel like it's not moving as fast as it used to for me, but I'm still getting a decent value for items. This is a waterbound hoodie long sleeve, kind of like a rash guard shirt in a size 6. It sold for $45. I've had this one for a couple months, so I wouldn't say this was a very quick sale, but probably a very summer specific sale. And low cost of goods, grabbed that one at Value Village. So yeah, happy to see that one going through. Next up is an item that I took a little bit of a chance on, and it's a vintage oversized denim barn jacket. It was listed for less than a week. It's a size large. It sold for $49. I love picking up these like vintage jackets that have that cinched waist, especially if they're in denim. This also had a contrast plaid inside. I just think it had multiple factors. Now, I don't know if I knew I was going to get $50 for the item, but I felt like I could probably get 40 to 45. So this was a really good sale and a pretty quick flip. For style tags, I would put like vintage, I would probably put coastal, and not necessarily like coastal grandma or coastal cowgirl, but more like coastal, like West Coast, PNW, like it just has that kind of mountain vibe, you know, mountain vintage vibe. And I find I use coastal as an open style tag, and I hope that it applies to like so many coastal aesthetics that people might be looking for. But yeah, I like that. I'm pumped about that sale, and it was a quick flip. Next up, this is another 2-hour sale. Like, I cannot believe how many really quick sales I've had. And it was an UGG Australia hoodie. It was a pullover, long sleeve, size large. It sold for $45. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I just thrifted this like a week and a half ago. And yeah, it sold within 2 hours. I think UGG clothing, I don't find it very often, but I have found a couple pieces over the years, and they tend to sell pretty good for a decent dollar, and they tend to sell pretty quick. Never this quick, but I will be keeping my eye out for more like UGG cardigans, things like that. I think I sold an UGG cardigan before, and it sold within 4 or 5 days. Next up is a sale that went to another fellow Canadian reseller, fresh from the nest, and she grabbed the Viola Borghi floral embroidered top. It was a linen blend, I think. It's either linen or linen blend, size large, sold for $48. This is a gorgeous piece. She left me a love note. I love this top so much. Thanks, Tabs. You are so welcome. I hope it gets lots of sunshine and gets to see the outdoors, because it's just like that perfect summer piece. And again, this is that style that I'm picking up. Do I think that this was a big notable brand? No, not really. But it's that linen style. It's that oversized. It's that coastal look. You are missing out if you're not looking for these pieces when you're outsourcing. Honestly, like, they're the top of my list of what I'm looking for right now. Next up is a pair of Everlane, the original curvy cheeky jeans, size 31. These sold for $68. I originally sourced these for myself. I tried them on, I think they were a little bit longer on me, and yeah, it just wasn't quite what I was looking for. So I listed them. I don't think I knew what to expect for pricing, but $68 is much higher than what I was anticipating. So I'm still going to keep my eye out for Everlane jeans, not the skinny ones. I'm not grabbing those anymore, but any wide leg crop, I'll probably pick up. And then in the larger sizes as well. Next up is a Lululemon All Yours crew sweatshirt, size small, sold for $63. I'm kind of sad about this because I paid up for it. I think I only made like $8 profit off of it, which is not where I want to be. And I think I originally said that I was going to cross-list it over to Facebook Marketplace and try and do a local sale on it, but I never did. I lied. I never did. But whatever, it is what it is. I moved it. I should have never paid what I paid for that sweater. I will not do that again. I think I just got so caught up in the moment, and I was so excited to find one of those. And it's so funny because I feel like I never find that style, and I found 2 this week for half the price of what I paid for that one. Crazy. Next up is a pair of Levi's Wedgie Icon Fit jeans, size 29. These sold for $52. Again, Encore is who bought them, and she left me a love note. Thanks so much. Excited for these. I hope you love them. I don't know if you watch, but those are awesome jeans. I love Levi's Wedgies. I personally wear Levi's Wedgies. I think they are the best jeans out there right now. And one thing about Levi's, though, I will only sell them on Poshmark Canada because I feel like I would not get near the value on Posh US. And those are just 2 different markets. So if you are a US subscriber, you'll notice that I have a lot of Levi's jean sales, but here in Canada, they're a lot harder to come by. I feel like the market's really saturated down in the States. You can buy Levi's Wedgies everywhere, including Target, I think I've heard. Here in Canada, They're a pretty elite jean. They're not elite, but you know what I mean? Like, you don't find them everywhere. You have to go to the mall. There's only certain stores that carry them, and they do not go on sale cheap. All right, moving along. Next is a Patagonia lightweight cinchilla snap, quarter snap, I guess. I can't remember what the whole style name of them is. It's a size small. It's sold for $65. I'm going to be honest, this sweater has gone through both of my kids. So to sell it for $65, it did have a little bit of matting on the sleeve. I was happy with that. For both of my kids to get wear out of it, that's still like half the value of what it is retail, which is pretty good. I did consider reviving the fleece and reviving the mat, but I just wanted to get it listed and get it gone. I had a few things that Emeka gave me from her closet, and I was just trying to either list them or donate them, because some of them are fast fashion brands that she thrifts at Value Village, and I don't think they're worth, taking in. I'll just donate them and get a coupon back. All right, next up is one of those brands that I seem to have really good luck with, and I'm going to continue grabbing. It was a Rails navy dusty, I think it's disty, Kiki floral tie waist midi dress, size medium, sold for $68. I picked this up because it definitely had like that farmhouse kind of peasant country style, southwestern style. It's rails, it's rayon, it had small floral print, like it had multiple factors, and I picked it up at Value Village, so I got it for like $15. This was a quick sale as well. On that note, this item sold within 2 days of listing. I also have one more Rails sale coming up. So I think with Rails, if you can find a good stock photo, number one, Rails sells so well with a stock photo. It's a newer style, I would say, and it's a good color and it meets some sort of trending aesthetic. I will continue to grab them up. Yeah, I don't know. I just bought a Rails jacket today at Value Village, so I'm going to keep rolling the dice with this brand, and I don't think they have ridden off into the sunset yet. I think Rails is still a thing, and it's still happening. Now, okay, another disclosure. It might be the Canadian market, because all of these sales for my Rails stuff has been on the Canadian side. So maybe that's the magic factor, that, it's just more saturated down in the States. I'm not sure, but that was a really good sale. Next up is a Wilfred Free denim A-line skirt, size 6. Sorry, I'm like trying to read through the keywords that my VA has been putting into the titles, and it sold for $56. That was a good sale. Was not expecting that. Picked it up for like maybe $10, and another really quick sale, actually. As I think about it, quite a few of these items we had just listed within a couple days, so that was a quick one. This next bundle goes to a past buyer, also a subscriber and Poshmark seller herself, Kelly Well, and she bought a 3-piece bundle that came to $168. In the bundle, actually, Kelly, if you're watching, thank you very much, and I know you are going to love this. So the first item in this bundle is a Sophia the Label Treasure Crop White peasant blouse. It was in a size 10. This blouse retails for $350. I shit you not. This blouse was a whole vibe on its own. So having it in this bundle is already a fantastic deal. The second item is a pair of Sorel Anthro Major Carly combat boots, size 8, and these came from my shoe death pile. Still seeing those sales trickle in. And the third item is a Free People navy paisley tunic, and size small. So great bundle, great pieces. Kelly, I know you're going to love these. There's no love note yet because you haven't received them, but she always leaves the sweetest notes to me. So thank you so much, Kelly. And I'm sourcing for you. I'm just out thinking of Kelly and what would Kelly like. All right, next up is a pair of 1 teaspoon Bird of Paradise jeans, size 27. These sold for $45. I sourced these not very long ago, so pretty quick sale. Next is a St. John's by Marie gray knit sweater. It was actually a cream color, as I see gray in the title. This was a size medium, sold for 50 bucks. I just picked this up last week. It was a really quick sale within 24 or 48 hours. She left me a love note. Her name's Bonnie, and it says, "Just as beautiful as shown, a classic sweater to enjoy. Thank you." It truly is a classic sweater, and I knew I just had to find that right buyer. And one other thing, so St. John by Marie is kind of their sport line. It tends to have a little bit lower value, so I think when you're picking up these items, you just have to be very specific. Are there multiple factors that make this item desirable or trendy? And for this one, it was like coastal, it was cream color, it had like a quiet luxury or like a down south kind of look, or like a coastal grandma look. Like it had multiple different factors that I felt like it would do really well. So I'm happy I took a chance on it, and it was a really, really quick sale. Next up is another quick sale, but this doesn't surprise me. It's the brand Figs, and it was the Zamora Scrub Jogger Pants in a size small. They sold for $45. Figs is the top-selling healthcare worker brand. Everyone and their dog working at the hospital is wearing Figs, except for me. I can't bring myself to buy them at full price, and I haven't been able to find a pair in my size to buy online, like on Poshmark. And I have been looking, so when I can find a pair on Poshmark for a little bit cheaper and secondhand, I'm going to try and pick one up, but I just can't bring myself to spend the full price on the Fig sets. Next up is a Wilfred Chevalier gray blazer jacket in a size 00. This sold for $60. I think the Chevalier blazer is a little bit of an older style. Why I think this one did so well, it was in excellent condition, like excellent condition. It was also a neutral tone, and I was able to find a good stock photo that didn't date it, because I feel like the Chevalier blazer is actually maybe like 5 years old ish, maybe a little bit older, the original one. So it's really hard sometimes. What I think, so when I'm trying to sell an item online or lure in a buyer, I want the item to look the best. So I may look through multiple stock photos to find one that I think meets the aesthetic or the current style that I'm trying to hit with it, because depending on how it's styled can depend on the value that the buyer will place on it. So that's like a little pro tip. That's something that I do every time I'm looking for stock photos is, does this stock photo make it look like it's a relevant item? And yeah, this one sold for a good $60. Next up is oh my gosh, this is a ginormous bundle. 13 items that sold for $400. There was some serious bartering going on between the two of us, but at the end, I was happy to move a bunch of this inventory. Some of it was new stuff, but about half of it, maybe not quite half, was older inventory that I've had for a couple months, and some I've had for almost a year, so I was happy to see them all go. So we're going to go through this, but I may not show photos for everything. First item is a Lululemon purple Swiftly Tech boxy long sleeve in a size large. Second item was a Lululemon Yes fleece pullover gray sweater in a size 10. Both these pieces I really liked. Next is the square neck 3/4 sleeve peasant blouse. I don't know if you guys remember, I just picked this up like 2 weeks ago. I'm not surprised that this was bought up pretty quickly. Fourth item is a Lululemon neon yellow racerback tank top, size 10. I've had this for at least a year, and it was new with tags. I don't know why it took forever to sell. I thought this would be a really quick sale personally when I grabbed it. Fifth item is a pair of Guess medium wash straight leg jeans, size 31. I've had these for like 2 years. Oh gosh. Nice pieces. I personally enjoy selling Guess. I think Guess jeans are good quality. I think they fit well. They look great on people, but the resale value just isn't there for them anymore, or at least I don't think they are. Next is a Lululemon tied to it yoga sports bra. This was actually hanging on my rack. It's kind of like a death pile sports bra. I don't know why it took me so long to list it, but it was pretty quick sale, listed less than a week. The next item is that Twick suede brown zip up mini skirt. I don't know if you guys remember this one, but I just sourced this 2 weeks ago, size large. Next item is the Arc'teryx Blaza beige hiking dress, size 12. I picked this one up at Value Village for a really good deal, so I was okay tossing it into this bundle. The next item is the Gore Bikewear Windstopper cycling jacket, size medium. This one I knew I took a chance on, and as I look at it, I need to delete this one from eBay because it's on there as well. Next is a Lululemon Run Swiftly short sleeve top in a size 12. Then a Babaton Everly camisole metallic v-neck, size large. A pair of Mech gray nylon hiking shorts, size 12. And a pair of Elf Elite activewear high-rise leggings, size medium. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I tallied up what I had in cost of goods. So whenever I get a really big bundle, regardless of the deal, I'm looking at what is my cost of goods on these items. A lot of these items I had picked up at Value Village. They were not my like top items, and I had pretty good cost of goods on them. So when I calculated it out, I think I was $170 in cost of goods. My earnings after Poshmark takes their fees is $320. So I made a pretty good profit off of this bundle. Could I have made more money on each of these items individually? Probably, almost definitely, but I would have had to sit on them. So this was a really quick way for me to move a large amount of inventory. I did have to purchase an upgraded shipping label. I think I had to add 2 kilograms, but it cost me like $3 or something. It wasn't anything crazy. This was a good bundle. This was a good sale. I think that when someone messages you, so she originally sent me like a ridiculous bundle offer, and I was like, no. So right away, I will jump into the bundle and just message them and be like, hey, the best I can do is 40% off. And she countered back, I think at like 45% off. And I was like, oh, but it was a $400 bundle, right? So I thought, am I willing to lose this sale over that extra 5% off? And when I calculated all my cost of goods, I knew that I was walking away with a profit that was happening right now. So because of that, I accepted her offer. But if someone was just buying like 2 pieces, I probably wouldn't do it because it's not the volume of the movement. And I feel like I can hold on to those pieces and make a little bit more money. But yeah, multiple factors, older pieces, large bundle, quick turnover for some inventory, and I'm happy with it. I'm happy with that sale. All right, moving along. Next up was a pair of Sorel roaming buckle sandals. These were in a size 7, sold for $45. Just listed these sold within a week. The only thing I had to do before I listed them was put some Wonder Balm on the leather and just kind of give them, they were a little bit dried out, the leather. That was it. Took some pictures. I have been using for shoes. I've been trying to take really good pictures and using my own shoe pictures as the stock photos so that it shows, relevantly what the item actually looks for. If the item that I'm selling is in next to new condition, this shoe looks pristine, then I will use a stock photo. But for these ones, I felt like there was some wear. I'm going to use my own made photo with Photo Room. And I think it helps sell it. Next is a 2-piece bundle. Oh my gosh. So I sold 3 Rails items. I forgot about this one. So 2-piece bundle sold for $90. In it is a Rails Hunter Cobalt button-down shirt, size extra small. Second item is a Free People long sleeve beaded peasant blouse, size extra small. Fantastic sale. Another Rails piece moving. Don't let people tell you that Rails doesn't sell, because I think the right items will move with controversial, good stock photos, okay? That's what you got to find for them. Next up is a pair of Ted Baker Melissa leather pumps. These were in a size 5. They sold for $45. I found these at Plato's for like 13 bucks. And honestly, when I got home, I was regretting picking these up. I was like, why did I grab these? I don't usually sell Ted Baker. And then I was like, these actually aren't, not that they're not that nice, but I was just not something I normally sell. I'm happy I took a chance on it because they sold within a week of listing and they sold for $45. So I made about 20 bucks off them. That's not bad, actually. That's a pretty quick return on investment. Next up is a pair of current Elliot the Fling boyfriend jeans, size 25. These sold for $85. I am shocked. Like, I did not see these selling for $85. I don't actually sell Current Elliot often. It's a brand that I find like few and far between. When I do find it, it is marked up. It's so expensive. But I came across these at Value Village, I think for like 10 bucks maybe. This was a really quick flip. I made $58 off of these. That's like after Poshmark took their fees, I don't even think there was a shipping discount. I think she bought these outright. I think I had them priced at $85 and she bought them for full price. So that was a good sale. I'm happy with that one. I'm now looking for these for Current Elliot with low cost of goods and current styles. Next up is a sale that, so it's a pair of Aritzia Wilfred Daria taupe faux leather leggings. They were a size large. They sold for $75. I was super pumped. I think they weren't even in a show or anything. Anyways, when I woke up in the morning, I did all my shipping before work and Jeff takes it right away at 9 a.m. for me. But if I feel like I'm going to have to work the next day, sometimes I will actually wake up at like 6:30, go do my packaging before work calls, and Jeff just takes them with him and he'll drop them off on one of his breaks or if he's out and about in the area kind of thing. Anyways, this person messaged me later on and was like, can you cancel the sale? I'm like, no, I can't. Like, I already shipped it. I shipped all my parcels this morning. She's like, I accidentally bought them. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, but they've already been shipped. Now, I have had a lot of canceled sales in the last 2.5 weeks. I calculated it to $632 in canceled sales. So I'm feeling a little bit bitter about canceled sales right now. And majority of them have been happening in silent shows. So going forward, if someone purchases something by accident in my silent show or any of my live shows, I will cancel the sale if I haven't already shipped it out, but I'm trying to just make a habit of ship out in the morning right away. And I'm actually blocking buyers now. So if someone has bought from me, cancels the sale, I'm just blocking them. I'm not dealing with that again. To have $632 in lost revenue from accidental bids and things like that, I don't want to deal with that on an ongoing basis. So I don't know. I would love to hear how you guys deal with it or what your thoughts are. I try and stay positive. I know lots of places offer refunds, things like that. But like the whole thing about auctions and silent shows and live shows is that your bid is binding. And I was in Poshmark training for live shows. I'm trying to get fast tracked on my US closet. And that was something they really iterated in the webinar yesterday. Was they were like, they are binding. So if someone requests to cancel, you can, what the heck is the term? Escalate it for Posh support, but Posh support is declining it. It is up to the seller. And you have to think, if someone ships it out and you're like, ooh, I have regrets and I don't want this item, someone's paying for the return shipping. So Poshmark has to pay for the return. Actually, I had a pair of hunter boots and the lady messaged me like 12 hours after the boots had already been shipped out that morning. And she was like, I accidentally bid on those boots. I don't want them. And I was like, they're already shipped. She's like, I don't want them. You have to go to the post office and get them. And I called in Posh support. Honestly, I blocked her because she messaged me like 20 times in the feed. And I was like, there's nothing I can do. They've been shipped. So I was like, I'm not dealing with this lady. She ended up declining the purchase at the post office. She did return to sender. She didn't accept it. So it came back to me Poshmark credited her, and I was just feeling really frustrated. So I've been really frustrated with the whole canceled shows right now. So yeah, I'm just going to move on and not talk about this anymore, because I feel like I'm just not going to be positive at this moment. Okay, next up is a two-piece bundle. It's sold for $140. In it is a Patagonia Retool Snap Tee Fleece, size medium. I originally sourced this for one of my kids. They didn't want it, so I threw it back into my closet. And the second item is a Nile Sandy Overall Sea Green Linen Jumpsuit, size medium. That Nile one I picked up just on linen, the style. I felt like it was a really good summer piece, and it paid off. Like, I had it listed at $125. I think the retail value of them was like $225 Canadian. So I think your linen pieces you can price up depending on what it is, the color, the style, things like that, and take chances on linen pieces. You never know. Like, this was a really good return on investment. Relatively quicker sale. I think I just sourced it like a month ago. All right. Next up, we're getting to the end of Poshmark Canada, is a Revolve, a 9-bing, I don't know how to say that, long sleeve floral dress, extra small. This sold for $85. I've had this dress for a while, probably 6 months, so just waiting for it to sell. I'm surprised it took so long. I honestly thought it would do well, especially going into spring, but it's been a really slow burn, so got to be careful on what I'm grabbing for those, but still a good return. I think I paid about $30 for the dress. Next up is a Free People Blooming Fields linen jumpsuit, size medium, sold for $95. I just sourced this like a couple weeks ago. It was such a cool piece, but finding a good stock photo for this one was a challenge. I'm happy I put the effort into finding a good stock photo because I feel like it paid off and helped sell the item, but really good sale and sold within a couple weeks. No complaints there. And then the last sale we're going to go over is the final Rails sale. And this was a Rails Ashton Ombre dye button down, size small, sold for $42. And honestly, I was regretting picking this one up. I was like, okay, maybe this is not the style of Rails that I should be grabbing. I think my cost of goods was like $4 or $5. This was just a ridiculous deal that I found at Value Village. So took a chance on it. Happy I did. Like, I don't know. When I start to think that there's rules for what I should be picking up on specific brands, sales happen that surprise me that are like, okay, maybe I should just grab them if they're a good cost of goods. If I'm paying $10 or less for a Rails button down, I think I'm going to grab them right now because they're selling. I've sold like 5 or 6. I've sold 3 in here. So I've probably sold 6 or 7 Rails items in the last month. Definitely a brand that is on my radar. Okay, let's hop over to the Posh US sales. I had some good sales. So like I said before, I was shadow banned for 4 or 5 days. I think it was just shy of 5 days last week. I was really annoyed. I understand why they did it, but I think it had an impact. I missed out on most of July long weekend, and that kind of annoyed me because on my Posh Canada side, sales were like on fire, and I feel like I was gaining that momentum, and then they tampered down my closet, and now I'm like trying to build back that momentum again. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sales. On the Posh Canada side, I was doing sales over $40. For the Posh US side, I'm going to do sales over $30 because with exchange rate, I feel like it's still a pretty decent sale. First off is a pair of North Face Perna Luxe winter boots. These were a leather mid-calf lace-up. They were size 9, sold for $45. Fantastic sale. Another desk pile item, fall winter item, selling in July. Like, go figure. Next is a pair of Lululemon chino golf shorts. These were a graph pattern and a size 36 waist. They sold for $30. not too bad. Definitely an older style, and I was not anticipating that they were going to sell this quick. So I'm happy with that. I had a really good cost of goods on this. Also, okay, before I continue on the US sales, I wanted to talk to you guys about my US closet. So I know there's this like, I feel like there's a conversation that people have with themselves and they're like, Tab makes sales because she's a Posh 2 ambassador, because she's a YouTuber, because she, I don't know, has access to different things. Like there's so many reasons, and I hear it in the comments on why people think I make sales. And I'm going to tell you, I don't think any of that matters. The only thing that I think matters is that you are sourcing and listing items that people are looking for, that you have a general idea of what's trending, which niches, which styles, material contents, things like that. I think reselling is a knowledge game, honestly, wholeheartedly, because this closet is 3 weeks old. I have zero love notes. No one has left me a love note. I have 2 completed orders. I am not a Posh ambassador. I probably have a closet score of 10. So all those things where, you know, you tell yourself that you got it, that, you know, I make these sales because of these factors. I'm changing it in my US closet. I do not have any of the advantage, and maybe being a YouTuber, but only one of these sales, one of the $300 in sales that I've had is a reseller. The rest of these people I have clicked on and individually looked at, they are all just random shoppers. None of these people bought because of a social influence, which I think is commonly said, like, Tab, you make sales because you're a YouTuber. No, I make sales because I know what people are shopping for, because I put a lot of effort and research into what's selling and having a good idea on what's trending and what will have a high turnover rate. So I just have to state this. I know there's going to be people that disagree with me, but I feel like my US closet is proof in the pudding. It is proving that you can start out from square one and make sales and make money on Poshmark. So you just got to find the items that people are looking for. Okay, off the soapbox. It had to be said. I hope this reaches someone that maybe has had that narrative playing in their head and inspires them and, you know, just pushes them to grow. The only advantage I have on this US closet right now is experience. And I think anyone can gain that experience just doing comp searching, looking things up, making educated decisions when you are out sourcing. Okay, continuing on. Next is a women's linen scoop neck relaxed fit chambray top, size XL, sold for $31. That's a fantastic piece. Another one I took a chance on. It's no notable brand, but it's linen, it's light blue, it's a large size, it's like coastal vibe, you know, just kind of meeting those multiple factors. Next is a pair of men's Lululemon gray straight leg pants, size 36. These sold for $40. They were a little bit of an older style, so I'm not surprised on the price point. Had they been a newer style, I would not have accepted this offer, but I had a good cost of goods on them and happy to see those ones move through. Also, quite a few sales are men's items, so I'm going to be looking more for men's items, and I think the difference is Posh US has a really big men's demographic shopping, where Poshmark Canada has a much smaller men's demographic shopping on it. Next is a pair of men's cool Renegade Crux 3/4 khaki shorts. These were in a size 36. They sold for $45. Excited about that because I often come across cool men's brand, but it doesn't do as well on the Canadian side. So I'm happy to see this sale. It's inspired me to try and find more men's items. Next item was a really quick sale. This sold within a couple of hours of it getting cross-listed to my Posh US closet, but I'm like, kind of surprised, also very excited because I have access to so many of these sweaters. And it was just a handmade knit sweater with a Fair Isle print, size large, sold for $51. That's awesome. Like, I'm pretty much getting the same price in Canada or the US for this item. Next up is a Patagonia lattice back mini hiking dress. It was charcoal gray, size large, sold for $45. Definitely seeing a trend towards larger sizes selling on the US side. I always say larger sizes do okay in Canada. Like, I'm ideally looking for larger sizes, but I feel like I definitely sell a lot of small sizes. I know coming into the US market that I definitely need to be watching out for larger sizes because they just do really well on the US side. And then the last item from my US sales is a Babaton Everly camisole v-neck top in a size medium, and this sold for $30. So my first Aritzia item to sell on Posh US. Yay! Can't wait for you guys to get more stores because I'm going to be the supplier in the US for everyone until those items start to rotate into the thrift stores. Yeah, just such an exciting thing. Okay, that wraps it up. Those are all the sales from Posh Canada, Posh US. I'm going to center myself and let's go over some data. So total sales, these are from June 23rd to July 6th, so 13 days, $2,747 on Poshmark Canada. I had $317 on Posh US and $0 on eBay. I actually had one canceled sale and one person waiting for payment who I don't think is going to make payment. So yeah, now grass is green where you water it, and I have not been watering my eBay side because I've been putting focus into Posh US. I don't know. I toss it around. I feel like Poshmark is very lucrative for the items that I have access to and sell. Now, I think there's also opportunity on eBay, but it would require different sourcing. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I want to start cross-listing some more stuff over to eBay again and see if I can add that into the mix. But the last couple weeks, I really haven't been focusing on that. So it's my own fault. I think if I would put more effort, I probably would add a couple $100 in sales on eBay as well. So the grand total for both platforms is $3,064. Pretty good. Like I said, though, this is a little bit down from last video, and I think that's because in the last video, I had just listed my giant shoe death pile, and I had some really high value shoes in that pile, so those added into my sales. Like 3 pairs of my shoes added up to $500, right? That's probably the difference over the last 2 weeks, is that I haven't had as many high value shoes being added into my closet. I am in that building phase where I'm trying to build my closet up to 1,000, and I feel like over the next couple months, this number will continue to grow for my total sales, which I'm okay with. I'm pumped. Like, this is good. This is positive change. This is only, being consistent with increased listings for 2.5 weeks. These are pretty good results, and I'm expecting it to continue growing. I sold 67 items and the average sale price is $46. That is down from last week, but like I said, I had some really high value shoes that sold, and I also let some items go for a little bit cheaper. Now I'm not converting between Canadian and US anymore. Like, everything is just straight across, dollar for dollar. I know they're not equal, but I just am not putting that next level of effort in. So currently I have 594 active listings. Yeah, I'm almost at 600. Last time we talked, I had 509. So that's a pretty big jump with also having 67 sales, right? I have officially listed through my stockpiles, my death piles, any hidden inventory I have. It has all been photographed, and I am now thrifting to list every day, every week. Honestly, it feels really good to be in this position, and I don't know if I'm ever going to sit on death piles like that. I don't know if I'm going to hoard inventory like I did. At this point, I don't see a reason to, and yeah, I'm just not going to anymore. I know I've been talking about this a lot. I hope it inspires you to work through any death piles or stale inventory you're sitting on, because if it's not listed, It's just negative assets. It's negative value. It has no value until it is listed into your closet. And you never know what kind of sales you're going to get. I've had some really surprising sales out of death pile items. So out of all of this, I hope I've inspired you to just list your darn inventory, get it listed. Top brands for me are Lululemon, Aritzia brands, Wilfred, Babaton, and Free People. Same as usual, this is a big chunk of the inventory that I source. I have seen some fantastic sales of different brands though. Like Rails has got to be getting up there based on my sales from this last 2 weeks. Like, I don't know, I think there's other brands besides these three, and we'll start to see more and more contenders popping up as I continue to build up a base in my closet. Trends for sales, 50% of my sales were bundle offers, which is crazy, but I think that $400 sale, that bundle sale, really had an impact. Without that bundle, I don't think this number would be that high. I usually make majority of my sales from just offers to likes, and that is something that I stand behind. It's something that I always do. I'm always sending offers, and I'm always giving a shipping discount. The only time I don't give a shipping discount is when I use the My Shopper feature, add likes to bundles, and I send out a 40% offer. If I'm sending a 40 or 50% offer, I'm rarely giving a shipping discount because they're getting such a good deal on the inventory as well. So your way around, if you ever want to not give a shipping discount, just add the item to a bundle. You can send an offer to a bundle without a shipping discount. That's my little pro tip there. So I have been playing still with toggling on and off my offers to likes through Posh Sidekick. And usually like Monday to Wednesday, I think I keep it on, and then Thursday to Sunday, I turn it off. The reason being is Thursday to Sunday, I feel like are my busiest days. That's where people are shopping the most. That's where my closet makes the most sales. And I like to have a bit more control over the offers that are going out. If the inventory is old, it's a bad buy, something I've been sitting on for a while, I am sending a good offer to move the inventory. Also, if it's an item that I just listed or an item that I think has good value, I may send a less one. Now, you can set rules in Posh Sidekick for individual items. You can set rule offers for individual items, individual categories. There's like so many options in there. But because my rules depend on the day of the week, I know I'm just making this way more complicated. That's why I don't use that. That's why I like to have control over it and do my own offers. But yeah, it's what works for me. And you know what? If something works, I continue doing it. And when it stops working, I change and try something different. Now, fun fact, I'm totally new Posh US closet, no reviews. Average ship time is 4 days. It's like breaking my heart. I'm working on that. It's a little bit of a courier thing that I think I have to ship them quicker and not try and wait for more sales. So I'm hoping as my closet builds that I'll just have good little chunks to ship out very regularly, and I need to just stop holding on to them until I have a couple items. I might just have to start doing it every other day, which I don't want to do, but I need to build up my ship time or drop down my ship time. As I said before, I was also shadow banned for 4 days, and I just want to repeat again, you don't have to be a PA, Posh ambassador, or have a huge following. I checked all my buyers. Only 1 out of the 10 was a reseller, and the rest were just shoppers on the app. So what this all boils down to is, do you have what people are looking for, and have good photos, have good listings, you're priced appropriately. I'm not giving crazy deals. That's the other thing, like where people are like, you know, to make all these sales, you got to give it away. I'm not giving crazy deals. I feel like the prices that I'm selling the items for are very fair value. So do your research. Make sure you're checking comps, and not necessarily on Poshmark, but you can use eBay, whatever. Is the item a current item? Is it something that people are looking for? Does it fall into styles and trends? Make sure you have those multiple factors, and yeah, brand isn't enough. That's all I got to say. Okay. I had to repeat it one more time. I had it in my notes, and I don't think I was supposed to talk about it earlier in the video, but if you have any questions, drop them down below. I am happy to help you guys out with any info that I can. All right, sales goals for the next 2 weeks. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but my stomach is doing circles right now. My goal would be to pick up 2 days a week at work still, and that gives me 3 days to do my reselling. So my work days are 12-hour days. I don't really have much time for anything else, although I have been stopping by the thrift store for half an hour on my way home, just looking through the best categories. And only being is that I'm trying to up my listings. So sometimes just sourcing 2 days, if I have one dry day, that's not enough. So I do have to stop the thrift store a few more times. And I have been putting more hours into my reselling business. I am not going to lie. Yeah, I have been, and I'm okay with it. I don't think I'm going to be doing it like this forever, but probably the next few months to build up my business again and shift into a little bit more, I don't want to say volume seller, but I'm kind of getting up there right now. So my goal is 80 to 100 new listings a week, and I am cross-listing everything over to Posh US daily. So if I upload 30 listings or my VA uploads 30 listings that day, I am cross-listing them that night over to Posh US. Some of the items I'm not, so don't expect to see everything over on the Posh US. I'm not putting my Levi's over there. It does not do good. I may selectively put my Free People. Again, it's just lower value on the US side, but I'm gonna play it by ear and see what moves and what sells for me. I want to build my closet up to 1,000 and then go from there. I think I can easily accommodate the inventory with what I have. A little bit of switching around and changing and expanding, but I think it's doable. So I have next week to work on reselling, and then I'm gone to Winnipeg the following week. Originally in my mind, I was thinking I'm going to try and get listings done and pre-photographed for when I'm gone. But logistically, I don't think I'm going to have time to do that. So I'm not going to stress myself out over it. If I don't have a ton of new listings for that week, it is what it is. I'm not stressing about it. I'm trying to let things go. I've put out a ton of good quality listings over the last few weeks, and my relist should be able to carry me through that week off. And then I'm shooting for gross sales of over 2,000 weekly, and my net is usually 55%. So I think it's possible. I think it's possible. I'm pretty darn close right now, and I think it's possible. So what I would like to know is, what are your business goals? What are you shooting for over the next 2 weeks? Drop them down below. I would love to cheer you on and hear what you're working towards. No goal is too big or too small, because we're all at different points in this journey, and that's totally okay. Don't compare where you are where someone else is, because we all have different factors playing into where we are and why. All right. Oh man, I feel like I've had a lot of things to say. This has been a really long video. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to edit it. On that note, I'm out of here. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope it helps you in your reselling business. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. It's an absolutely free way to support me, and it means more than the world to me when you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, let's do the usual. I'm wishing you guys all many sales, and I will see you next time. Bye.